What's up, yo? It's your boy Winston Wolf. I'm back. I just want to do a quick video. The Book of Boba Fett episode 7, the season finale, hopefully the series finale. Because I'm going to say it right now, this was the worst thing Star Wars has ever done. And that's saying something, especially within the last few years, the garbage that we've got. The Rise of Skywalker is hands down better than this. This was terrible. And not only did this give us the crown of the worst thing that Star Wars has ever produced, but they topped themselves twice in one series. So number one, you had just the terrible portrayal of Boba Fett with the garbage actor that plays him and his worthless, just dumb, idiotic, non-acting sidekick. That had the mantle. That had the crown of the worst thing that Star Wars had to offer. But then, within this show, they topped themselves with this teenage hoverbike gang. And it was terrible whenever they popped up. I'm talking about the teenage. I mean, it was, of course, terrible whenever Boba Fett or his garbage loser sidekick was on there. But I'm talking about the teenage hoverbike gang. It was terrible when they were on there. But in this episode, when you see them in the bright light, when they're just trying to act, badass and stuff like that, I had to, when you're watching a video and you can fast forward like 15, 30-second increments ahead of time, I had to keep doing that whenever they were on screen. And let me just say that end gunfight in the town went on way, 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 way too long, with very little, close to zero interesting things or excitement within that gunfight. It is terrible. This whole episode was terrible. And it sucks that they have the Mandalorian mixed in this because, like I said before, when you go back, maybe you get mono, maybe, you break a leg, whatever, where you're going to be stranded at home and you're going to want to go back and you're going to want to revisit the Mandalorian series and just binge through the whole thing. You're going to have to touch on this show so that you can have that complete story with the Mandalorian. And that's unfortunate. Hopefully, I hope there's some fan edit where they just edit those episodes where the Mandalorian and somehow try to cut out all that other stuff so that when you do go back to the show, you can just watch those things and just pretend that the stink of failure of this Boba Fett show has nothing to do with it. Also, once again, Robert Rodriguez, the director of this, never ceases to show you how lackluster and overrated and talentless and clueless. Like I said, there has never been somebody that has benefited from having a talented best friend more than Robert Rodriguez. If not for Tarantino, he would have been one and done with his garbage, not Desperado, what was it? El Mariachi. It would have been El Mariachi, El Mary Dunny. That would have been it. And I wish that would have been it. Because he is garbage. The only thing that Robert Rodriguez has ever done that I liked is that Kobe Bryant, Kanye West mini movie thing they did for for Kobe's Nikes that he had out at the time. I'm sorry, I just can't believe how bad this show has been. It's incredibly bad. It's like Boba Fett is one of the characters that it should be a layup. It should, if they say, hey, make a Boba Fett movie, make a Boba Fett show, any competent person can just, you have, books, comic books, movies, just all video games. You have a ton of stuff to touch on and not just rip that stuff off, but that gives you guidance of what the characters should be and what people want. They must have just ignored everything that people like about Boba Fett. I think they just thought, oh, this is a guy and it's just the suit. We can just do whatever as long as we have the suit. No, you can't. You failed again. You failed again. What was it? There was something else that was just incredibly bad. The whole thing was bad. It was Book of Boba Fett episode 7. 0 to 10 dog bones. What do I rate it? And I gotta stop saying, no, I'm not gonna rate it and all that kind of stuff. I actually, for the two people that care, I gotta actually give a rating of this. because the Mandalorian was in. Oh, by the way, too, do you remember seeing that episode, the last episode of the Mandalorian, episode 2, and you saw when Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian, and I'm not gonna call him Din Djarin or Grogu. Those are two terrible, terrible names, and I'm glad they made an inside joke and touched on how bad that name is. Nobody calls him Grogu. They call him Baby Yoda. But do you remember that last episode when they said goodbye? And it was so great. Everything about that episode was awesome. But then you were like, man, it's going to mean so much. Like, it's going to be such a great scene when they get reunited together. No, they totally ruined that. They totally ruined that opportunity to have a great moment. To have, one of the memorable Star Wars moments that would last forever. They didn't want you to have it. They wanted them to be reunited while the Mandalorian was hanging on the back of a rickshaw. And just, oh, hey, oh, it's you. I missed you. Hey. Oh, you're wearing the shirt. Cool. Awesome. I give it 2 dog bones. That's what I give it. The only reason I give it 2 dog bones is because Baby Yoda, the Mandalorian, R2-D2, and the female grease monkey mechanic lady was in it. That's it. Oh, also, hey, way to go killing Cad Bane. That was a genius idea. Genius. You have one of the few interesting things, probably the only interesting thing about this show, besides Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, and the female mechanic. And you just barely have him in it, and then you kill him. Let's just, introduce a cool character that we all want more of. Can't have it. No. This is why we can't have nice things.